Okay, Jim, this is Dennis Clark. I'm going to review your lesson from yesterday. Today is Wednesday the 23rd, so this would have been Tuesday, October 22nd at my school. And a couple things that your setup is still good. Be careful that you're taking the club away a little bit outside, which would account for your left divots. Well, I'm not sure exactly the angle of the camera, but that's kind of where you're aiming. And you notice that it starts outside. Kind of rather have that than the other thing, though, because that's not a bad position in there. But again, we talked about your right side moving as you go away, so I think that that's key to get that club a little bit more to the inside. See, that can be over the top it's not though. So you drop it in pretty nicely. I think we'll not worry about that part for now, because I don't think that that's germane. So let's talk about the length of your swing. To make a turn in the backswing, to make the best turn possible, seniors need to do a couple things. We can't just turn the shoulders. The hips have to turn with the shoulders, so that whole right side could go back a little further. And some people in senior golf prefer lifting the left heel as they go back. Now that can be a bit risky because you can sway and you can lift. But I do have some of my senior students who like that it's helping them make the turn, that they're not, we've lost the suppleness to get back without lifting it, so that's what I would be. That's what I suggest. I suggest trying it. I was going to say it yesterday, but you were really hitting it good. So I don't say yes or no. I just say it may be worth a try if you're looking for a little longer swing. Club's down on a really good plane, though. And that ball, if we follow it, is a little left, but you see it would be left because of the club face. And that's what I want you to do, is try to do two things at once. Turn the face down, not reverse it. In other words, your right palm goes to the ground, pronates, your right hand, forearm pronates downward, and your right heel comes up. And that's a good move right there. And the reason you're getting a finish up here, maybe not over here a little bit more, is because, I don't concern myself as much with that as I might someone as a junior golfer, but it does help to always keep working on turn through. Always keep working on turn through. But you see this drop here? That's really good. That club's on a beautiful plane there, and you don't want to change much about it at all. You just, as you drop it in, you want to start going a little bit earlier, so that your goal would be to turn the face down and get the hips a little more open as you come through. But the lack of pop that we started with there was really the what I call holding the face off, And you've always had a tendency to do that a little bit where there's not enough of that. So, but it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? So you have to see, that's a good drop there too. Shoulders are a little flat, because if the hips turn a little more, the shoulders wouldn't be this flat too. You know, in our senior years, it's how much are you capable of doing without throwing a wrench in the whole thing, right? So we just don't have those Gumby bodies anymore where you can get the hands up here, you know, like a Bub or somebody. But that isn't the only determining factor in length either. Should you turn your hips and your shoulders a little bit more? Yeah, if you can stay in your posture, I'd advise it. Let's put it that way. But the club is on a great plane. It's exactly where you want the golf club coming down. Your driver, your iron should maybe, your iron should maybe point at the ball. Your driver wants to point a little bit outside the ball. And that's exactly where you are, right through the bicep. The club's on a great plane there. Now the right palm wants to start turning down. Turn it down, get the heel off the ground, and that's pretty good there. It's still a little open though. See, it's still a little late. And watch the heel side. You gotta remember about the heel side, right? If you contact the golf ball so much as 1/4 inch all off center toward the heel, nothing will turn over. That's just the nature of it. It's just the gear effect of the golf club. And it doesn't have to be drastic. So, that reason I was going to say that, I go back to there. So the key is, as I was saying before, to make sure you don't do that. It's okay to have your hands out in front. I like that, but you don't want to raise that handle, right? Because if you're setting up here, you know, at 40, and then you're coming back in there at 48, the club's a little more vertical. But the big thing is your hands are up and out away from your body. There's where the heel hit comes from. And that's something that you could work on all the time. Your hands are X from your body, and now they might be 2X from your body. And you don't have to do that, because that is going to contact in here. That's a distance killer. And the coveted draw that all seniors have is just about impossible from that standpoint. Keep turning through. Just keep working on the turn through part. That's the ability to be able to release that club and get some pop to it and still not snap hook it is the ability to coordinate the release, the turn down with the, see right there you could be a little more turned earlier. Like that's pretty late. Show you what I mean here. Let's get a driver. We have a driver here. There we go. He's pretty well turned. A lot more turned than you are. Yeah, A, because he can, but like if you look at where you get to the top, if you can turn that much at the top, I would do it a little bit earlier. Here's the close to the heel again. Not as much as the last one, but close to it. And again, it's a different swing. But we have that problem of the hands being out there all by themselves again. So when you do that, it's you know, there's an inconsistency to it, right? This is Brooks Koepka. Forget about these guys. He's a beast. There's another example of what I mean by individuality. If people were told for years to keep their left arm straight. Best player in the world right now. Bends it a lot. So, yeah, whatever it takes, the hip, the right shoulder, turning earlier, that would keep your club from going outside. Now, you really can't take it back inside because you do have a drop inside. See, yours is a Tribino-like loop. You take it out and then you drop it in, which I like the drop in. I just have to keep the hands a lot closer to the body coming down. Boom, there you go. Another 450 yards down the fairway. So that's what I'm saying. You know, that's the crux of the matter here now. Turn as much as you can in the backswing, hips and all. Let the club go a tad more inside. Don't be afraid to release it coming through. And as you get familiar with releasing it, if you just stand flat-footed and release it, by release it I mean roll your arms through the impact. Right over the left, right over the left. You have to do that. And if you do it flat-footed, you're going to hook it. So that's what we talked about most of last season for you, was the timing of the release with the turn through. Okay? All right, Jim. Good to see you again. Glad you're well.